What is good, everybody? It is your boy Underdog Flight Pleasure 24/7, and we are here back with a brand new series here on the channel. And there's not really any, or there is some, but it's not really a lot of videos to help you guys out with franchise for online. So that's where I come in. And the very first team that we're going to go ahead and give to you guys, why not, is the Chargers that just put up a dub against the Raiders. You feel me? So I'm going to go ahead and do a series. It's all going to be in a playlist of all the teams. I'm going to go by division first. I'm going to do this division, and I'm going to go ahead and do the next one, and then do the next one, and do the next one. So I don't know if I'm going to do a whole, I'm going to do probably a team every episode, so you guys can get a full 32 team to help you guys out. But the Chargers is definitely the first team that I want to do since the hype of how to build a Chargers team. And I'm definitely going to tell you guys the best players keep on your team, what motive that you should do if you're trying to tank or if you're trying to actually build this team and actually win now. And I'm actually going to show you guys what's the best thing to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, the whole Chargers team, Justin Herbert is a star. Keenan Allen is the only X factor on the offense. Now, if you want to go over and check the defense, Joey Bosa, Derwin James, Chris Harris Jr. is the only people that have abilities. Kenneth Murray Jr., my fault. He's hitting, but I'm pretty sure if we go ahead and look at his depth, most likely he is a star as well. Or I could be mistaken that he's a superstar. Nah, he is definitely a star. So, we're going to start off with the offense. We're going to go position by position and then teach you guys my mindset of what to do as this team goes, because there's a lot of different CFMs that you guys can do, and there's not going to be a lot of teams that's going to be available that you actually would like. So you got to work with what you got. But the Chargers is actually not a bad team to work with. Now, this whole offensive line, except for Brian Bulaga, actually is going to be leaving after this year. So what I would do is, if you can, maybe get Ty Turner up out of there, probably get him for some draft picks. Forrest Lamp, he's like 26 years old, a star. You might can throw him into a deal, but depending what league it is, sometimes it's a league where whatever dev they get is whatever dev they get, or if they're allowed to get upgrades, you can go ahead and try and trade for that and like trade for the future. But honestly, the whole offensive line gotta go except for Block, because the contract for Blaga is, you're gonna actually lose money. And I'll go ahead and show you guys why. So here we're Trey Pipkins III. Not really losing anything on him, and he's a very low overall, and he's a normal, so you're really going to need somebody to help out at that left tackle position. Forrest Lamp, 26 years old. You probably won't get a lot for him either, but it doesn't hurt to throw him into a deal. Keith Pouncey, this is the best option that you can get for trading him away, because you actually save 6.5 mil if you trade him away or you release him, and the 1.25 mil penalty really doesn't hurt that much. Like, especially if you are going to release somebody with the penalty, 1.25 mil is not that bad, especially if you get a 6.5 back. So that means you have room to trade, and it's not really that much of a penalty to go and do other stuff with the other players on your team. At the right guard position, Ty Turner, you can easily just release him right now, and you can go over to center or most likely left guard, and then go ahead and flip them to the right guard position and go ahead and play there. Now, 9 mil without even a penalty, like, that's not even bad, and he's going to be gone by this year. So I mean, I don't know why you would keep him on your team unless you actually want a right guard and you can trade him for a pick. You can do that as well. But here to Brian Bulaga, he is 18.2 mil in penalty if you release him or if you trade him. So really, this is not a good move at all to keep him on your team. Now, the only reason why you're seeing these people on the team, because I did upload a roster that has these players in the preseason. So the roster is going to be updated from time to time, but to get your guys' mindset on what to do with these players, it's still going to be the same. So Bulaga will probably be the only person that will actually stay in your team Ty Turner, you might can get a draft pick for him, or you even can trade Mike Pouncey and Ty Turner together, and you can get a pick. Most likely, maybe, depending on who you're trading with. So that's another thing that you guys want to learn. Different CFMs has different trade logics from different users. So some users will like put a high standard for players, especially if they're on their team. They want to get greedy and ask for the world. Some stupid people will actually do that. Some people will actually be like, oh yeah, I'll give Mike Pouncey for a fourth. Okay, we can easily do that. That's cool. Would I personally give him up for a fourth? If I was in dire need of a center, then yeah, maybe. Maybe it depends on what team I have. But also depending on what team that you have is some of the players that you actually can get. Honestly, Mike Pouncey, because of how high of an overall he is, he might actually just stay on the field. But after this year, this is last year, nobody's going to want to sign somebody that's going to regress or is on their last year of their contract. So you might need to find somebody that you can probably swindle and go ahead and trade it to him, get a pick for it, and be okay with it. There's also some rules for leagues where you can only trade a certain amount. There's a trade committee. Some is really relaxed that you can just trade, do whatever. But most likely, if you're in the league, there is a trade committee. Make sure you go ahead and do some edible arrangements, which I like to call it. Go ahead and make like a gift basket of players to give to somebody just to go ahead and get that money, or go ahead and get that player that you really need. So what a lot of people like to do, because Madden only lets you trade 3-on-3, go ahead and trade 3 for 1, 3 for 1, 2 for 1. Which means, let's just say I trade Marquise Pouncey, Ty Turner, let's just say Gabe Neighbors, if that's his last name, Brandon Faison, and Damian Square, let's just say. And you can go ahead and trade that for 3 players on somebody else's team, or 2 players in the field. So that's kind of will sweeten up the deal or make it easier, because somebody else is getting a lot of depth back, and you're getting a great player that you can actually win right now with, or build a future with, and it's much easier doing it that way. So it's a lot of different things that you can do with the team. And there at the offensive line needs a lot of help. So if you want to do anything with this Chargers team, building the offensive line is definitely something that you gotta do. So now, since we're done with the offensive line, some of the people that you just should not even worry about on offense, Hunter Henry. I'm not saying that this is somebody that you have to worry about, but Hunter Henry most likely, no, not most likely, is going to have to re-sign after this year. So if you want a great tight end in Hunter Henry, and when you want to sign him long term and you actually like him, you can actually do that. But if you can also trade him and get a draft pick, and you can go ahead and get another tight end and still get some picks later on. So if somebody really needs a tight end, you can trade Hunter Henry and do what you want. But if you want to keep him, same thing there. So really, you're not actually going to lose out either way. It's a win-win either way. You can do a great tight end that you can build up and do what you want with them, or you can go ahead and trade them, get some great picks, and get some players for the other spots that you need to fill. So really, Hunter Henry is completely up to you. You can easily keep him on trade block. If nobody gives you a good trade, keep him. Offense, the leader, Justin Herbert. He's a star, 70 overall. But because of his throw power, he is actually one of the better quarterbacks in the game. This is before even abilities. So if you really want to build this man up and do what you want to do, Justin Herbert is definitely one of the best rookies to have on your team. So he should already be on the high pedestal, just because of his throw power and because of his speed. So really, it's gonna take you a while to go ahead and get him up, but literally at the archetypes is already where you want it to be. So why I say this is because your archetypes matter what type of abilities you get to unlock. Improviser and Scrambler is gonna help you out with the escape artist. Field General Strong Arm is gonna help you with the gunslingers and the set feet elites, pass lead elites of the world. You're already going to get a lot of basic stuff when you get to Superstar already, but the good stuff is depending on what archetype you want. So with this player right here, like at a 70 overall at a star, this is the moment where you want to build them up to where you want to be. So before the update even came to where you can just change their abilities from whatever you want to, go ahead and upgrade his improviser and his scrambler and just keep building that up. And then as soon as it's time for him to get his abilities, he got what you actually would need. Because if you keep doing it, strong arm, field general, scrambler, keep building up at that, it's going to keep building up their overall and just keep going up by 1 when they get that attribute. Now, improviser, sometimes if you do it at this overall, like 67 towards everybody 70, sometimes it won't even go up. And then sometimes, if in a really rare situation, it can go up to overall. So if you want Justin Herbert to be the best card, I mean not the best card, I keep saying that because it's mud, but if you really want him to be the best quarterback in your whole CFM, honestly, Scrambler and Improviser will already be the best move. Because you already got somebody with some decent speed, and you just put the escape arcs on it. This is basically a budget Patrick Mahomes, minus the throw power, and technically the same speed, but I think he's taller. So really, if you don't have Patrick Mahomes, this would be another. This would be like the understudy, Patrick Mahomes. You can definitely get him up to that because, like I said, 92 throw power and the stats that he got. If you really are a good thrower and you're just gonna, I wouldn't say dink and dunk, but if you're real careful with your throws and you're gonna make those throws and actually make a great read, then you can easily get him up. Like literally, you can get him up to an 85 overall in like a year. Or if you really like slanging that thing and you actually have a lot of weapons besides you, get some trades done, maybe get a Henry Ruggs onto the team. I don't know how you would if it's in a division unless the user is stupid. You can go ahead and get him up to like a 90 overall X Factor, depending on what you do. But Justin Herbert is definitely one of the best rookies to have on your team. Now, Austin Ekeler on your team, he's actually pretty decent. He has 92 speed. He has a contract for a little while, I think 2 or 3 years. You can definitely keep him, do what you really need to do, and probably build it up to actually get a better running back later on in the future. Like Justin Jackson is okay, Kelly's all right, Brad, well, not really. But Austin Ekeler will definitely be, he could be a long-term back. And then you go ahead and look here, he's 25, he's actually not that bad. Age-wise, 92 speed at that age is really not that bad. He still has 4 years on his contract, so you can technically keep him. Or if you really want to, you can go ahead and build him up. And this is the kind of thing I like to do. I like to build up low overall players, get him to a higher dev and a higher overall, then trade him away and keep that process going over again. Now, some people just want the best players, so they'll ask for the Keenan Allens of the world. They'll ask for the Joey Boses and the Derwin Jameses of the world. And they want those players now and then build up from already there. Some people like me, I will go ahead and get people that like to build up, have a nice consistent team all around, and then battle from there. There's many different ways that you can do it, but if you want to win right now, you can send Austin Ekeler in a first for, okay, no, I wouldn't say that. And you can send Austin Ekeler a first and some other stuff for maybe the Ezekiel Elliott's, the Saquon Barkley's, Christian McCaffrey's. You can try, because the speed is barely real killer. You can even try and get Raheem Mostert. Austin Ekeler in the first Raheem Mostert. It's not really that bad, but you can definitely add more to that if you do a trade like that. But trying to get your mind going on what you can do. But Austin Ekeler is definitely a great running back to have on the team. Real shifty. That's what I like about my backs. You like real slender, can do what you need to do. Do what you can. Now, wide receiver wise, what I believe is the number. It's in the top 3. I think it's in the top 3 positions that you need to get rid of. Well, not get rid of, but get better. So Keenan Allen, his contract is at a point where you can release him, same as Ty Turner or Marquise Pouncey, where you can release him, get some good salary back, and still build from this. So one of your trade pieces definitely has to be Keenan Allen. So really, coming towards Keenan Allen, now that the different archetypes and the different abilities that people can get on their player definitely influences the trade now. Because back in the day, if you had Keenan Allen and he got gift wrap and grab and go for some stupid reason, it's going to bring down the value of the player. But now, since you can pick any ability, you see that he's a route runner, so you can go all the way over here to abilities, go in, and you can see that you can put on route apprentice. So that means you can put any routes on the field. You can put route tech on them. You can put you can put jukebox on him, evasive, return man. You can, like, the main stuff that you want to put on the wide receiver is route tech, route apprentice, grab and go depending on what wide receiver it is. And then when you go over here, you can do wide receiver apprentice, outside apprentice. Really, the second, I don't know why the second slot is just so bad. But literally, if you want to do something to Keenan Allen, you can literally do route apprentice. As a matter of fact, no, you can do wide receiver apprentice and route tech. That's like the number one combo that you can do, in my opinion. And then for the wide receiver, you can do double. So you can put him on literally any route. Wide receiver apprentice is basically the same thing as route apprentice. So you really don't need both of them, or you don't really need route tech and then, not route tech. You don't need route apprentice and then have slot apprentice. You really don't need that because it's anywhere on the field. It's basically the same thing. So route tech and wide receiver apprentice is basically the best thing to have on your team, because if you have a quarterback that you don't want to put route master on, just get a wide receiver with superstar or X factor and put wide receiver apprentice on them. So basically it acts like it's hot route master when you don't really need it, because all of your receivers and even running back, like if you got a Filmora of the world, you can go ahead and put a running back apprentice on them. So that's kind of a good combo to have for wide receivers. No matter if you're a Cole Beasley, no matter if you're a DK Metcalf, or if you're a Larry Fitzgerald, that's probably the best thing to put on a wide receiver. Best combo. But for Keenan Allen, his let me go ahead and show you guys his net. You'll get 10.5 mil back in cap, and then you're only losing 2 mil. That's not bad at all. Literally, for me, if you want to release somebody, or if you want to think about, like, is this going to be into my cap so much it's going to hurt? Literally, if it's more than like around 8 or 9 mil, then that means it's probably too much for you. Or if you already like released a lot of players and your penalties already going up, you really shouldn't be touching that. But this Keenan Allen is actually really good. To lose 10 mil, I mean to gain 10 mil and only lose 2 mil for this next year, that's really, really good. So he's 28. He's not going to go down at that much at all. You can literally keep him this year, build him up to like that 99 overall that you want, or maybe people just ask for Keenan Allen right off the bat. You can easily trade him for a first and some players. You can even trade him for a first and replacement. But literally, this is like one of your key trade features, and easily get another wide receiver. Mike Williams is pretty decent. You can even trade him. You can put Mike Williams and Keenan Allen in the same trade and probably get better draft pick. You can do what you want, or you can have Mike in a whole separate transaction. Maybe have Mike Williams and have Marquise Pouncey in a pick for something. You can do it that way as well. But there's only 2 wide receivers. I think it's KJ Hill, I believe. No. It's this Tyrone Johnson. He has 93 speed, and so does Jalen Guyton. They both are the fastest wide receivers on the team at 93 speed. So you can go ahead and build them up if you really are about that life. And you can trade Keenan Allen just so you can get some more picks, but build these wide receivers up if you want to. If you really have a real good year with Johnson or Guyton, they can easily go up to superstar at the end of the year and get them to like a 76, 77 overall if you really have a good year with them. If you really force feed them, if you really try to pass, you can do it that way. But definitely a need for this team is a wide receiver, even if you have Keenan Allen, because you still want another reliable wide receiver. I would say trade one of these wide receivers and get better. Now, for the defensive side of the ball, you got the 2 X factors. You got one on the D-line, one in the back, and then you got one up front. But the only thing that I don't like is this man over here, this man Chris Harris, 31 years old. Definitely can trade him for a pick. Easy. Very, very easy. Chris Harris, he's 31 years old. this will probably be the only person that you can make an exception for of trading with a pretty bad penalty. You're not getting any money back. 500K, that's literally nothing. That's picking somebody up off the practice squad for that much. And then 9 mil will probably be the only thing that you will probably lose if you want to trade players on the team. You can lose that 9 mil, release a few players here and there, and your cap will probably be around like 10, 15 mil. Not really bad. But Chris Harris actually has some really good abilities. Like, he has the acrobat that you probably need. If you want to, you can go flat zone KO. Don't really know why. You can have strip specialist, but I don't really see a reason why you'll have strip specialist in the corner. More on the safety, yeah. So you can move like the safety, use strip specialist, and you can use your blitz, do what you want there. But then over here, he gets one step ahead. He has bench press. He has deep route KO. You can do many different things with Chris Harris. But that's because he has slot. I think slot and zone are. As a matter of fact, I don't really think there is really a difference about the archetypes for the corner, because as long as they're all up to at least like an 85 overall, you should be fine. You can get literally everything in the game. The ability for a corner. But literally, if somebody wants to win right now, this Chris Harris will be a really good option. They wouldn't have to sacrifice any money in their cap for Chris Harris. It's going to be like a one-time thing. You literally get it for a first or a second, depending on how stingy the people are trading. But Chris Harris is definitely be a great piece of trade, even though you're losing about 9 mil. You definitely can get some pieces back. You can get a faster corner, a younger one. You can do a lot of things. But Chris Harris is definitely somebody you got to trade. Now, the defensive line, let me see, did I have defensive line? I had the right end position. Melvin Ingram, definitely somebody you can trade. He's 31 years old. He's actually really, really good in CFM. Like, if you can get him a superstar trade before like the season's over, and you can get him a nice edge threat or double or nothing on him, it's actually pretty good, not gonna lie. But he is 14 mil that you'll get back and almost 3 mil in penalties. That's why I say get rid of it. Just get rid of it. I mean, you can have you have like a few more years, I believe. I think it's either 1 or 2. Do not quote me on that. No, this is his last year. So yeah, get him out of here. Just get him out of here. So either you can go ahead and take another year and add it on, put a franchise tag on, play with him, do what you want to do with him. But literally, Melvin Ingram, gotta go. You gotta go. If you want release cap for Mark Ingram, I mean, not Mark, Melvin Ingram, and then trade Chris Harris. And that means you're not really losing that much. You're still getting that money back this year, and you're not losing that much next year. Especially if that's the only person that he's trading. Now, Linval Joseph, like the whole defensive line definitely needs an upgrade. Joey Bosa got to stay out. You're not trying to lose 77 million cap. Do not trade Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa is staying on the team. I don't care what y'all say. Oh, I got a great deal. I got JJ Watt for a deal. No. You can get JJ Watt on this team without losing Bosa. You'd rather have somebody on the right side to go ahead and compliment Joey Bosa than trade Joey Bosa for JJ Watt. There's no way that you're trading one to get the other with this cap penalty that you got. There's no way. I don't want to hear it. Now, for the middle linebacker, right outside linebacker, left outside linebackers, the big boys in the box. Nwosu, definitely somebody that you can build up star development, so you can easily get him up to like a 90 by the end of the year if you actually are using him. But with my gameplay and what I like to do, if I'm building up somebody or if I'm using somebody, there is no linebackers on my field. I would trade all my linebackers that's on my team and just get a lot of safeties and corners, because that's the only people that's on my team anyway. But if you want to get at least that one linebacker on your team to actually build up, this actually is a really good linebacker core that you can get when I'm talking about Kenneth Murray, Drew Tranquil, and Nwosu. That's basically all that you would need. Just go ahead and build them up, because their speed is already great. And then you got Kazir White, you got Malik Jefferson to help out there too. That's great. This is like one of the best linebacking cores in my opinion. A lot of people will say different because you can definitely get better. But just to build up for the future, you got a great rookie in Kenneth Murray. You got Nwosu that you can even move down to right end and get another left outside linebacker. You can do it that way as well. And then Tranquil will be moved up. You can trade Perriman, trade Virgil. And then you can get rid of these dudes. Doesn't really matter. But Kenneth Murray, Drew Tranquil, Nwosu, great linebacker board. In my opinion, you should keep them and try and build up your linebackers. So really, like, you can get the enforcer with Kenneth Murray, or you can get Lurker, and you can do it that way. Flat zone KO. You can do many different things with it. But Nwosu, you can actually build this man up. He is 23 years old, so you definitely got a long career with him. And as soon as you get a superstar, I actually might move him down to the right end position, put him with edge threat, because his speed is actually not that bad for the end. He actually got some okay stats for the end, like 84 speed, 82 finesse moves, 70 power moves. Like, you can honestly build up his speed rusher and run stopper, power rusher, and you can still build up somebody great. 6'2" even. It's not even that bad. So honestly, you can keep him at linebacker, do what you want there, and then as soon as you get him to superstar, you can move him down to right end. It's definitely something you should think about. So linebackers is completely up to you. You can even trade Kenneth Murray. I don't know why you would trade Kenneth Murray, but you can trade Kenneth Murray for some picks. You can do what you want. I'll trade, like I said, I would trade my linebackers depending on what team I have. I trade my linebackers and just get speed. I don't care if they're 60-something overall. I don't care if they're 70-something overall. I'm getting just strictly speed, because if I really need a linebacker out there on that field or need somebody to stop the run, I can put you out there with 89, 90 speed and I can stop that. So it really doesn't matter with me, because I like to have DBs on my field. DBs and D-line, that's all I like. I don't like linebackers this year because the user is definitely going to... It's terrible. Only person that I probably tolerate using is Montero, Mindler, Noah Dawkins, Forsali Olakun, like those type of players that, like, yeah, 89, 90 speed. I can even bump them up to 90 speed. They have 89. I can definitely do a lot of things with that. So definitely up to you as a linebacker. Free safety. Gotta get a new free safety. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Nasir Adderley, you can build him up, do what you want. He's actually pretty decent, but these are normal. It's going to take a minute to build this man up. So you can either trade him, add him into a trade to get fixed, or what you want there. But in all honesty, you definitely need a free safety if you're not trying to build this man up. You can go ahead and get the users with him, user him, do what you want. But literally, Nasir Adderley, you gotta go. Derwin, shouldn't say anything about that. It's actually up to you. There's somebody that took the Chargers and the very first week traded away Kenneth Murray and Derwin James. Don't really know why. I think it was in the same trade. I think it was different. But honestly, gotta keep him. In my opinion, gotta keep him. One of the best safeties in the game. There's just no way that you're just gonna keep. You're just gonna trade Derwin like this, but he's like one of the best safeties in the game. And what abilities would I put on Derwin? Reinforcement is kind of cool. Sorry there. But literally, you gotta choose. Whether you want acrobat or stress specialist. Trackler Supreme actually would be pretty cool. But honestly, with Derwin, boom, you put that on him. You can put Lurker on him. You could put Deflator on him. Or you can put Deep Route KO. But he does get that film study. Now, some things that some leagues will do is they will ban film study. Because if you're all running the same play, if you're in that type of league where you got to mix up your play calling, this wouldn't matter as much. But if you're in a comp CFM, this definitely would be one of the things to have. So you can literally have film study and acrobat, and it's just literally be the end of you. But low key, no, don't really need bench press if he's strong position. So probably Deep Route KO. That would probably be the best thing to have on him. And then reinforcement, you can have reinforcement, or you can have universal coverage, or he doesn't get bonehead. Interesting. So I'll actually do shutdown or universal coverage, in my opinion, or zone haul. It's like the selfless, you got to make his stick tackles. Derwin actually has the ability to make those hit stick tackles with 91 hit power, but that's completely up to you. But Derwin definitely got to stay on the team. Casey Hayward got to go. Desmond King, you can keep him, or you can trade him for better. Michael Davis is definitely somebody that I actually would keep on the squad. 92 speed, pretty tall, 6'2". Somebody you can easily build up and you can build him up and keep him as like a number 2, number 3 corner on a team. Definitely do some things there. But yeah, for the position needs, like I said before, wide receiver, tight end. Make your decision on what you want to do with Hunter Henry. Keenan Allen, another person. You can get him going or keep him with what he already has. Mike Williams, you can do what you want with him. Basically, personal preference. The whole offensive line, except the right tackle, should be fine at right tackle. One of the best right tackles in the game. Defense. The right end position. Figure out if you want to keep Melvin Ingram. He's going to regress, but it's completely up to you. If you don't think he's going to regress that much, or you know he's not going to regress that much, then go ahead and keep him. Do what you want. Middle linebacker. You can easily get another middle linebacker. Easily get another. As a matter of fact, just because you have Kenneth Murray, I wouldn't get another right outside linebacker. You can build him up with the start of do what you want. But definitely might need another middle linebacker if you're not going to build a Drew Tranquil. Corner. Definitely got to get a new corner. Chris Harris, Casey Hayward, Desmond King. Can literally get rid of all of them. You can start fresh. But if you can't get rid of Chris Harris, that's not a bad thing. Do what you want with the team. Have him, like you can even move him up to free safety. You can do that. And just have a whole bunch of rookie corners just in there. Do what you want. Force some guard sacks, get some picks there. And build the DB. Defensive line. Not defensive line, defensive tackles, you definitely can get better. Tillery, he might can stay, but he most likely will be a DT number 2. You can definitely get another D tackle. Joey Bosa got to stay. Derwin got to stay. Kenneth Murray, in my opinion, got to stay. But other than that, that is the San Diego Chargers. They have all their picks. They have 1 through 7. Don't have to worry about that. But other than that, the Chargers are a really good team. 85 overall defense, as you guys can see. 79 overall offense. Gotta get some work there. But it's definitely a process. 81 overall team overall. Pretty good team. If you guys like this video and you guys want me to do another team ahead of schedule, because right after I do this division, I'm going to go right to the next one. You guys want to see something different, let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like, sub, do all that you do. And as always, folks, peace out.